Welcome to Spartan Esports Streams. I am your host, Fimi, and I am joined here today with my co-host, Nash Point.
Hello, I am your co-host Nash Point, aka Nash. Today we will be covering our game here for Spartan Esports SJSU Team Blue in the tournament known as NACE Starlight today.
Thank you everyone for coming, and just before we head into draft, here at Spartan Esports Streams, we provide quality streams for our fans so they can join us as we cover our players and their tournaments. We hope this stream showcases the best spirits of each team and each game title in their most entertaining light.
Before we get into the game, I'd like to give some special thanks to some of our new followers, Asterlac, Mishrom, Fluffy Business, and Nash Point. And a special recognition to Sinbula for giving out a community sub gift. Thank you very much. And of course, thank you to our viewers tuning in here with us. Every one of you contributes to this growing community, and we are proud to have you. Now, let's get into this game. Fimi, what are you expecting from this?
I don't know what I'm expecting. This is my first time watching both of these teams play fresh off the start. We're very early into our season. Today we have, again, as Nash said, we have our SJSU League of Legends Blue team going off against CSU LB and their league team again at the NACE Starleague. So what I'm looking for today is I always love aggression. Watching the VCS, watching the LPL, getting that aggressive plays. But we'll have to see. I know a lot of people are going for that scaling meta with like things like Azir and Maokai, but aggression is always really nice to see. And yeah, what about you? What are you expecting to see today?
Definitely trying to see some aggression here. I'm trying to see a scrappy top lane fight. Being a top lane main myself, honestly, it is, going to be really interesting to see if they pick any of those bruiser-sided or snowball top lane type champions or anything with like good scaling. I like to see team comps that play around each other and really good team fighting, whether it be champions such as Azir or something that can set up well like Gnar, or like again any like Aatrox versus other bruiser matchup like Jax, Fiora. See what they're gonna go for here.
For sure. I'm excited. I want to see a Draven. I know that's probably not going to be the case, but Draven, very aggressive laner. The mid lane, we could see Azir Victor, the standard mage, or we could see something a little bit more aggressive. We know people have been playing the Kali at Worlds. We've been seeing the Silas. Again, Worlds kind of being a good staple of seeing what the meta is today. But I know some of these players on our SJSU Blue team got some really cool picks out of their hands. So we're just gonna have to see what they get into.
Yep, for sure. As we wait here for the draft to pull through, we'll see what these first bands are going to be coming out from these teams.
Seems like we are waiting on a confirmation from both teams. I think they're figuring out kind of what they want for draft. But again, I'm just looking to see some awesome textbook League of Legends gameplay, whether it be scaling, whether it be early game, or even mid game skirmishes with those dragon fights. Seeing those high level plays, those high calculated, just those team fights, man. It's all about the team fights. I know laning is cool and laning is really hard, but it's all about those early skirmishes and how the teams play well with their jungle, with their mid roams, and even their support roams in the early levels. We'll just have to see.
Really trying to see how creative both these teams can get in their team fight capability level outside of the laning, as you said.
And it seems like SJSU Blue has prepped up and readied up. We're just waiting for CSU LB. Again, we're still early into the season. Excited to see what we pull out. I'm excited to see both teams play, what the draft is. We could see something. Again, top lane is really hot right now. We got Aatrox, we got Fiora, and then we also got the Sejuani Maokai and the Ornn. We got both sides of the spectrums in terms of dueling and tanks. Again, the jungle meta has been pretty much the same for a while. We've been seeing a lot more carries. We've seen the Graves. Actually, we just saw Kindred yesterday. And then we also seen things such as, the Poppy and even Maokai getting flexed in there. We've seen Hecarim. And yeah, so jungle has been kind of a mess. I think it really depends on the team comp. Picking jungle early You either pick jungle early, or you pick it late. It's one of the two. And then for mid lane, it's been pretty safe. You got Azir, you got Victor for the scaling sides. And as soon as I start talking about all the lanes, we're going into our first ban. It's gonna be the Lissandra.
Interesting ban here. It does have a lot of lockdown capability. Really good in the team fights with that damage as well. I want to see what CSU Long Beach here is going to ban out. They're going to ban out this Jace here. Really strong-sided top laner here. Easy priority for them.
And the Hybridinger, that's actually a really interesting one. So I've heard that Hybridinger has come up in a lot of solo queue games, and I have some history on our players about Jace, our top lane player. He's actually a really well-known Jace player here in high elo. So it's really cool to kind of see the enemy team seeing that, and you got Caitlyn first pick along with Hecarim, Victor, and Tristana bans.
Very well. Banning out that comfort pick there for the SJSU top laner as well. Caitlyn picked here. We'll see how CSU Long Beach responds, picking their own bot lane to try and play around the Caitlyn. Wouldn't be surprised for SJSU to pick a Lux to pair with it in the bot lane as well for that extra lane poke.
Of course, Kate Lux being a very good staple, a very good dual combo, and the Sivir Yuumi getting locked in. Probably one of the best bot lanes in the entire game. Not unbeatable, definitely can be beaten, but very hard to beat for sure. And like you said, that Lux getting locked in. Kate Lux really well known for getting that bully lane out. That Luxie slowing him down with the Q lockdown, as well as Caitlyn Trap, really locking down in that lane. Getting a safe lane too, but it is diveable in the end. So you just have to see how you play. Again, this bot lane is looking very, very long range, very farm heavy. So I think we'll have to see how it goes in the other lanes.
Yeah, definitely here. You think SJSU would most likely pick their jungler here, see if they can play for those bot lane dives, as you said beforehand. So maybe something like, what are you expecting?
Maokai. Oh, I'm sorry. Maokai is just so insane. But like I said, the Graves being locked in here, but the SJSU has kind of this issue of engage or kind of front to back heavy. They're very front to back heavy now with that Kate Lux and Graves being locked in here for SJSU. Either it could be Ghost, it could be Flash, it could be Eclipse, it could be Gorgic, or Graves has so many different options now. He's a very strong pick in the current meta. It's how SJSU last year's champs pick affect Graves, because Graves, you do need a lot of that support. He is very farm heavy, but also can be invade heavy and very oppressive depending on the matchup and what the lanes look like. So we just have to see. And our last pick here is looking like it's gonna be the Ornn, and yes, it's gonna be the Ornn. Very safe pick for the top lane, since they didn't want to blind anything else, and they want to save counter pick for jungle.
Very well, Ornn. Very safe top lane pick there. Very blindable in the most matchups. So we'll see what CSU Long Beach is going to ban here. Next, probably go for any top or mid lane bans here. Azir still out on the table, as well as Aatrox there, one of the stronger top laners in the game. Fiora going to be interestingly banned out here. No, the matchup for Fiora versus Ornn is pretty unplayable for the Ornn.
And again, just that respect to Tung, the SJSU Blues top laner. He's really well known for these dueling champions, Fiora, Jace, Irelia. So really banning him out, but they're leaving a lot of mid picks open. Like you said, the Azir, really strong here in my opinion. As well with the Victor. Akali's good here. Sylas is good here. Sylas is actually super good here with Ornn and the Yuumi and the Sivir. Really good ultimates for Sylas. And we're gonna get the Orianna band, it looks like. And yes, Orianna band and the Sylas band. There we go.
Sylas ban out for CSU Long Beach. Not a big surprise. A lot of good ultimates on the side of Long Beach, as you stated much earlier. This last ban going to be coming out here. See if they look for the mid or the jungle ban here. A lot of other junglers out on the table right now. Maokai still open.
Maokai is still open. The demon of worlds on the board, and Nico getting banned. That's something I did not expect.
Nico ban here. Maybe it is a comfort pick for the mid laner of CSU Long Beach. Seeing trying to take that mid lane comfort pick away, because
that probably is it. We get the card that's locked in. Do you think this is the jungle pick or the mid pick? It's looking like a jungle pick because I think they're kind of handshaking. Hey, let's farm it out, Graves. But I'm cart this, and I counter your champion completely.
It does counter the Graves pretty well, but you have to also respect the fact that there is a Caitlyn Lux on the side of SJSU, and that long range really puts a dent in Karthus' effectiveness towards the mid-late game in those team fights. They're not going to be trying to get close to the Karthus, not getting hit by the E or the Qs, trying to stay out of that range there. A Rise hover here.
the Kate Lux range does outrange the Karthus, but I think what Long Beach is trying to get at is just let's scale. Let's hit that level 16. We got Ornette, we got
Rise
Karthus.
pick.
And the Rise gets locked in for SJSU saying, hey, you want to scale? Let's play the scaling game.
Interesting Rise pick here. It hasn't been really strong on the Summoner's Rift as of late. There are a lot of other options here. Why do you think they went for this Rise?
I don't know. Maybe it is again come for the mid laner. But Rise, it could be pretty spicy. Rise is quite good, but I don't know how safe it is.
Pretty good
for this
lockdown
mid
there.
laner.
Camille is also locked in as well, opening the dive opportunities. Lanes very well into the Ornn, outscales, outsplit pushes quite effectively. Obviously, Ornn out team fights pretty well, and looks like there's going to be Ahri here with the mobility here in the mid lane. Going to be able to hopefully outmaneuver. No, just to
And,
hover. The Malzahar going to be locked in.
So I see why the Malzahar was locked in Ahri. Ahri is a stronger champion, but look at SJSU's plan. They locked in the Camille. Sivir is their one threat later in the game that's going to be hard to knock down. Camille counters that completely as long as you get the spell shit out. But Malzahar can just sit next to the Sivir and lock down Camille. I mean, look at SJSU. Look at the rest of SJSU comp. How else are they going to get on Sivir besides Camille? This Malzahar enables Long Beach to just totally cover Sivir. And you have Ornn and Karthus worrying about the front to back. And if Karthus dies, then so be it. Karthus dies. It's just how he is.
Very well. Huge ultimates coming out on the side of CSU Long Beach. SJSU trying to play for that early skirmish, see what they can do with this high pick potential from their team here. As we're gonna get rolling into the Summoner's Rift. Gonna be a bit of a streamer delay here, about 3 to 5 minutes. What are you expecting from this? How does SJSU have to play this in order to maintain
For me, it's early drags. I mean, you got Sivir Yuumi, strong lane, but Kate Lux should just be able to press them. I think that Graves should start top, path down, or start bot and path down somehow, and really play for those early drags. Because you got to drag stack with this team. They're playing for late. You got the early game bot lane. You drag stack that, you're chilling. Camille can give almost Ornn Prio and can go for those maybe those mid roams at level 6. Again, Karthus is going to be farming. Maybe you go for that drag stack, or maybe even just go for early invades with the Graves. Graves is super strong. Rise might be able to push on Malzahar early. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen Rise versus Malzahar in a really long time, but I've seen Camille Ornn plenty of times. And Kate Lux, again, just that pressive lane. They really need to abuse the fact and maybe go for those early invades, get those dragons stacked. That's how I think SJSU is going to win that mid game, because once they hit late game, it's going to be almost impossible to deal with Sivir Yuumi with the Malzahar holding them back.
Oh, yes, a lot of peel coming out from the side of CSU Long Beach, as well as the front line of Ornn and the high up-close damage of the Karthus in the late. Yuumi will also keep him alive. Sivir, with the spell shield, can protect herself as well. SJSU, thinking some of you might need to pay the QSS tax if you want to survive.
For sure. This is going to be hard. SJSU really doesn't have a big front line. You got the Camille to somewhat tank, but again, it's going to be all about those early skirmishes. There's no team fighting with this team comp. The way I see it, they're going for those picks with Camille, those picks with Rise, those Lux picks. But once they start doing a 5v5, it's going to be a little bit more rough. Or just going to be sitting there in the front. You're going to be having Sivir and Malzahar chipping you away. So again, I think how SJSU wins this is go for those early drag stacks or go for early invades, outplay the map a little bit. How Long Beach wins this game, it's all about that scaling. If they can survive into level 16, get 3 to 4 items on each person, and not be super behind in towers from Kate Lux, they should be chilling. So again, both sides I think are actually winnable. I think it's winnable for both sides. It's just how they play it and how the map is executed from SJSU in the early and mid game to really determine the flow of the game state.
Now, along with the early drags and the early invades, as you were stating, for that early game, there's a lot of good gank setup from the side of SJSU's laners. Caitlyn Lux with the high poke, the high CC, potential for a dive there. Rise, easy route onto the enemy there in the mid lane. Camille with the hook shot, with the Hextech ultimatum, could easily go down to the Ornn, locking down. Graves has that high up close damage, and with enough items, with enough early item components even, and with that gank setup, with the easy CC, could easily get some kills.
And you're absolutely right. And look at the movement abilities on Long Beach. It's zero movement abilities. You have Orin Dash, and that's about it. Every other ability, they're enabled by Sivers. So again, like you said, those really early lockdowns, I agree, can really improve potential. Since Long Beach literally has no movement options, it's gonna be hard for them to escape without Sivril or without a Yuumi speed up. So yeah, I agree with you totally. Abusing the fact that you got all this lockdown and that gray smoke screen, you know, is gonna be a pain in the butt. You just know it.
Definitely looking for some early ganks here now that we've realized this. Malzahar's Spell Shield, not really going to save you from much early game if the Graze comes in with the smoke screen. Also with the Sever Shield as well, though Yuumi could provide some of the healing there.
Again, it's going to be all about how San Jose really just has their map presence in the early mid game. Long Beach their play is so linear. It's really just you just see the scaling in their eyes. You just see it. You lock the Orn, you lock the Yuumi, you lock in the Karthus. You're like, yeah, they're playing to level 16. But SJSU really trying to show that, hey, we're not gonna let you get there. We're ending this game in under 35 minutes.
Definitely, and I'm quite confident that they can do it as well. Hopefully we get to see some interesting plays here coming in through. Delay about halfway done here. Still rolling in. Audience, hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Be sure to put a follow in, maybe subscribe, gift a sub if you'd like. Much appreciated. Helps the community out at SJSU Esports.
For sure. And before we get into this game, I'd just like to say I'd like to thank everyone for coming out, for watching us cast and watching the future casters when they come after us. It's a pleasure to be doing this. It's a pleasure to be cast for you guys, and I hope you guys are enjoying all the content that SJSU Esports is putting out. I would like to thank our production team for putting this together, because of course you can't do any of it without the behind the scenes people. So the production team, thank you. As our spectator delay is off the races, we have around 2 minutes left. And yeah, I'm just excited to see get into this game. It might be a little bit sleeper in the beginning. I mean, you got the Kate Lux, you got the Rise, you got some standard stuff. But
Sleeper, you say?
Yeah, dude, Camille's gonna pop up. I have a feeling some Camille roams are gonna happen. Some invades with the Graves.
Gonna see that Cho'Gath ultimate on that Q. It's true. Camille has a Cho'Gath ultimate on her Q. Is that not true?
That is very, very true.
Exactly, right? She goes Divine Sunderer. She's gonna chunk the Ornn. Any carry she gets onto with about 1.5 items. It's easily popped, honestly. Very balanced champion. Was a lot stronger back in the day. Has received some nerfs, but I feel like she's still in a pretty good spot.
When you talk about Yuumi, though, this Yuumi can enable a lot of things.
I don't know about you, Fimi, but I personally permaban Yuumi in my games. I don't like seeing that champion.
Permaban Yuumi? You know,
yeah,
understandable. I do. Yuumi is pretty annoying. It's crazy how sometimes you could just you don't even have to press buttons sometimes, and it just makes your assassin or like your bruiser just 1v9 the entire game.
Definitely. Don't want to really see that uninteractive gameplay, and personally in my solo queue experiences, but hey, competitive environment, if it's open with the Sivir, go for it. Full on time opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah, this just some crazy stuff. But this is not the draft I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting a little bit more aggro. Honestly, Long Beach is kind of what I expected. I wasn't expecting the Karthus Malzahar. That is something that really threw me off. You know, let's R4, let's R5, let's go Malzahar really, Karthus. But
not really what I was expecting there either.
Hey, I'm here for it. This is something different, and this is gonna be really fun to cast.
In for the action, Fimi, are we? Well, so am I. We are going to be rolling into the Summoner's Rift. Spectator delay has gone up. Game starting right now.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have entered the Rift for Game 1 of SJSU Blue versus CSU Long Beach.
I see how they play this early game here. Well, we're going to probably see a 5-point defense coming here. Oh, looks like I was correct.
For those of you who are wondering, these first few minutes aren't too. You might not think there's a whole lot going on, but there's absolutely a lot. You want to always establish this early vision in the first few minutes of the game. You want to find out where the jungler can start, or you might want to cheese out a kill. So what both teams are doing is called a standard 5-point stand, where they stand in the 5 points of their jungle, which is the jungle is the pieces in between the map, and they want to make sure that no funny business goes on, and everyone is doing that right now. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are checking. There's also another strategy called invading, which is where you stack up as 5 and you try and cheese out a kill. That can work only if you pick champions with level 1 CC, but for the most part, I count maybe 1 or 2 champions here have CC level 1. So again, these first few minutes of the game are actually super important because it kind of like forms where the junglers are going to go and how the lane should be played from each laner. So since they did a standard 5-point watch and are doing a standard clear, no funny business should be happening here in the early game.
I want to point out that Camille just cleared a ward in the top tri-bush. She's got 1 CS up. She's going to hit level 2 after the first 6 minions. Going to be her a huge commanding lead in the top lane.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays. Maybe Ornn will respect it, but if Ornn doesn't recognize, Camille can get a huge chunk out for the early game trade.
Definitely, for sure. Both junglers starting on the opposite side of the map. Blue buff respectively. Karthus probably needing to start blue buff in the first place because of that high mana cost, but he's got a really fast clear on that champion here. Probably the fastest clear for any jungler in the game.
Absolutely. Karthus, again, is just going to try and play for those heavy clears. Really try and get that 6, build up those Dark Harvest stacks when he can with his ultimate. And again, play for those Ornn items and play for those really big 1, 2, 3 item spikes. Karthus, one of the best item spikers in the game, but also goes along with Ryze and Malzahar. And we got the level 2 fight.
There's the E coming in. Huge damage with the true damage from the Q2 off of the Camille. Nice.
Just like you said, in that early ward, made it clear, and there we go. We got some aggression from our Ryze.
Ceol taking some of the small chickens there with the big EQ combo. Gonna be down a bit of CS for BlackVelvet Rose. Still gets the big one, no big deal. Dollheart there, chunked down to half HP, though still hits level 2. xiang getting that Yuumi auto off for the passive of the bop and block.
Typically, and like I said, getting this early aggression, Cole really abusing the fact that, hey, I know these Hunter's up, and I can just take the time to just try and disrupt him, and that's exactly what he went for. He went for that quick disrupt, and look at this bot lane push. Graves, like I said, pathing bot. He's going to get the
Delua trying to harass BlackVelvet Rose here on these Krugs. He'll be able to take one of the mediums as well as 2 of the small ones there. Lone Ronin not going to be able to do anything because he's got a huge wave crash in. He's going to be missing some CS, catching the XP though, no big deal.
And this is what, like I was talking about, Nash. This is exactly SJSU Esports. They're really abusing the fact that, hey, we got lane prow, let's abuse that. Let's go ahead and invade this Karthus early. It doesn't even have to be a kill. It could just be these slight steals on these jungle camps, really setting back this Karthus.
Tabula claiming the bot side crab. Will he be able to go for the top one? Looks like he will. Pops the spell shield off of VirtualBlade. Helps Ceol push the lane out a tiny bit. Losing that defensive capability with Ceol. Bit low on mana there. Doesn't have the mana flow band up just yet. Dollheart still getting poked out in this lane, but still playing it safe. As long as they don't give any kills, they'll be fine. Fair and square here.
And here we are. Look again, the Karthus looking for those Krugs, just waiting for those Roost timers. Can't really do anything else with any other lane. Just has to farm it out. And TabulaRasa really just getting both crabs, just putting him just slightly ahead. Obviously nerfed it because they didn't want the crabs being such a big objective of the game. Games were kind of getting lost in the first 3 minutes just because of the scuttle crab. But it still gives you a slight gold and EXP lead. And it's exactly what we wanted to see here for SJSU. Really getting those small early leads up by almost 1k gold just by off of how they're playing the early game.
Definitely like to see that as well. First Dragon gonna be up in about 15 seconds. Doesn't look like BlackVelvet Rose wants to play for anytime soon for the scaling, but TabulaRasa trying to play for the top side here as well. Ceol on a ward. I don't think they know that they've been spotted on vision. TabulaRasa trying to go for a cheeky little invade here, trying to get some more information. Not much they could do because Ceol is low on
But
mana.
Look how oppressive this is. They're going to secure themselves the Krugs. One of the that's one of the jungle camps that Karthus wants because it gives the most gold. But again, Karthus is going to be smart about it. He's going to go up to the bottom side Raptors for the blue side and steal those because there is no coverage there. Really well played by both sides. And this is just some textbook standard early game here.
Top side is shoved in. DeLua99 going to be taking a reset here. Yes, they will. Backs on the cannon wave very smartly. Cannon wave is probably the hardest wave to push in. Lone Ronin is just going to slow push this in. But Delua probably will teleport back up. Actually, does not look like he needs to.
And first drag has hit the Rift as Infernal, a nice early game damage boost. We'll have to see how both teams will around it. Like I said, I think that Graves should be really communicating, hey, let's stack these dragons. Tabula Rasa pathing down this bot side. Silver fast pushing this wave, but the wave should bounce back in time for maybe either a gank or for a dragon play. But we also got Karthus. Finally, we got both junglers on the same side of the map for the first time this game.
Yeah. CSU Long Beach has that priority in the bot lane. Big wave pushed in, starting up this drag here. They don't know that they're on a ward, but it looks like they're just gonna back off. They spot Graves in the bot lane, try push. A lot of vision control here from both teams. 3 picks here. TabulaRasa here. Ooh, almost got collapsed on. VirtualBlade has a level 6. He's got the skill button on it as well. Spell shield gets popped. Ceol in an interesting
look at this. The Ord hit from the
Malzahar ult coming in. Flash away from Ceol. However, Call of the Forge God coming in onto 2. It's going to be a big CC. Huge 3-man knockup. It's an exhaust coming out. First blood coming over to Dollheart. It's going to be a double kill here. Amazing engage from Lone Ronin.
And again, SJSU Blue, they had the right idea. They're going for the drag, but they just did not realize that Ornn was going to back on that slow pushing wave like you mentioned and say, hey, let's give up this wave and let's go for the roam down walk. And since it is not 14 minutes...
is here, hits a 3-man W. Hextech ultimatum onto the Ornn. Gonna claim 1 for Ceol. Flash away, but the Malzahar damage over time. Gonna claim the top laner. 1 for 1 there. T has to walk away. Overpowered there. 4 versus 1. Dragon not going to be claimed by anybody there. 2 low health bars on both teams there.
Oh my gosh, that was a crazy early game skirmish. Let's, as the game dies down again, I'm going to talk about what really just went down. Both teams would have the same plan. Let's go for this drag. But what SJSU did not realize is Ornn was doing a walk down. They thought, hey, Ornn is probably just going to back and maybe walk back to lane, but he did a straight walk down from base. And as soon as DeLua99 saw that, it's not 14 minutes yet, so he had to teleport to mid tower. But by then it was too late. Malzahar hit the flash R onto the rise. They picked off the rise, and at that point, like you said, the Ornn hit that 3-man knockup, and they won the fight 1-3.
Yes, definitely there. A little bit of trading going on in the top lane. CSU Long Beach definitely recognizing the win conditions that SJSU Blue needs here. TabulaRasa trying to just get some damage in onto this Ornn. Has the serrated Dirk finish along with the 2 long swords. Complete that. Trying to go for that early Umbral Glaive there. BlackVelvet Rose starting up this Infernal Drake. No vision on the side of the SJSU Blue except for that 1 pink ward in the Pixel Brush.
And it looks like TabulaRasa would say, okay, let's go ahead and do the standard drag for Rich Hill trade. I do like this trade. I do, as a jungle player, like to give first drag for a Rift Herald. Rift Herald has the potential to get you over 1,000 gold at times. So it just really depends on what you want to give up for these objectives. And BlackVelvet Rose continuing to steal these raptors away, but Cole here to challenge.
Cole coming in here, has the root onto the Karthus. Karthus got the flash. Will he be able to get away? No, gets rooted by LeeJae. It's just going to be kill over to the rise. 2-0 there for the mid laner of SJSU Blue. Rift Herald is claimed by TabulaRasa.
Now, as much as I'd like to see kills on Graves, on Caitlyn, or Camille for the game, Rise is something that can carry the game later. Into the game. He is known for that scaling for those 3 items, Archangels, big time scaling. So it is cool to see Cole getting kills here. But again, this early mid game is going to determine SJSU's fate. I feel like they're gonna need a big lead here. They are up in gold. Just through CS and management of the jungle camps, but we're gonna have to see how they play the rest of the early to mid game.
TabulaRasa here playing again, trying to ward off the top side here. Oh, face checks BlackVelvet Rose there, though. A lot of damage coming in from both sides. Oh my goodness! Huge combo with the collateral damage. Just pops BlackVelvet Rose. I don't think he noticed that TabulaRasa was 2 levels up on him. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, TechSec ultimatum come in with the rise. Oh, Ronoden has to flash away or else he gets ganged up by 3.
And that end of the line damage, that they buffed that, man. They buffed the end of the line Q, and he got hit by the Karthus got hit by both the beginning and the second shot. Probably one of the biggest damage combos of the game, and the collateral damage, like I said, just hitting everything, connecting was huge. And this is what I was talking about, just how impressive sometimes Graves can be, especially into a late game champion like Karthus. He's able to just walk in and take the knockout.
TabulaRasa's got that UnbroGlaive finish, going for the popular Gore Drinker build. Onto the Graves, been showing up quite a bit lately. People trading it over the Eclipse because of the survivability it could give you.
Yeah, this is a build I'd certainly enjoy as a myself. The UnbroGlaive for the early vision and the early lethality.
Oh, what's this here? Oh no. Malzahar on the TabulaRasa does not have the flash ready, just gets popped. Too much magic damage on the side of CSU Long Beach. Kill over to the Malzahar as well. Nethergrass claiming another kill.
Man, that Malzahar picking, sometimes you gotta be careful. Again, you can be impressive as you, but you gotta respect.
Away.
You gotta respect the rest of the people on the map.
BlackVelvet Rose has to flash away there. Not a lot of respect for how much vision that CSU Long Beach has accumulated in the bot lane here. A lot of pink wards there in the river. LeeJae trying to just clear these out. Doing their job as a support. Finds that ward there.
For sure. You really got to respect the map because while SJSU was in that top side getting the kill on Karthus, that gave the opportunity for Yuumi and Masar to get vision out on the bot river, which they used to get that pick on TabulaRasa when he was going for that bot river.
Yes, definitely. Bot crab claim by Cole there. He's got the Everfrost finish, working on stacking up that tier to max. However, VirtualBlade, Leandri's Anguish to respond. Dollheart finishing up that Kraken Slayer. And Diluo99 gonna be finishing up the Divine Sunner here. Reptile gonna be popped in the bot lane, just gonna claim this tier 1 turret, offering the plate goal towards 3. Counter jungle here from BlackVelvet Rose. Diluo trying to catch on the VirtualBlade, pops the spell shield with the sweeping edge. Will they be able to chase him down? Diluo doesn't have the cooldown for the E just yet. Doesn't know that BlackVelvet Rose is there. Hextech ultimatum onto the Karthus. Just hook shots out. Call the Forge God is used in unison, but Diluo just gonna get out to safety. Oh, however, Cole getting a lot of damage here. Silence coming in. Oh, doesn't respect the VirtualBlade's damage there with the Nethergrass. Silence land, but the Honey Fruit will save him in the end. Oh my god, Requiem. The heal from T. There's not enough damage from BlackVelvet Rose just yet. Only has Lost Chapter Fiendish Codex. Not gonna pop Cole anytime soon, even with that full item. TabulaRasa here. Oh my god. Final chapter that popped out. Oh, spell shield blocking the collateral damage. Flashes away from the final spark. Close call for Dollheart and Hangjiang Day.
Oh my god, all these skirmishes are just making me smile. Some questionable plays by Cole, kind of going for the Karthus when he clearly saw Call the Forge God and Malzahar going back top lane. They're near, but able to get out in the end, and man, just showing how powerful Graves is currently. Able to 1v2 Sivir Yuumi, and the second Drake is going to be going over to SJSU Blue here. Mountain Drake going to be helpful against those huge magic threats such as Malzahar and Karthus.
It comes a little bit of a dive play here. VirtualBlade gets rooted up. Has the Yuumi there. Everfrost root coming in. Does not have the Nethergrass to save him. The last E will clean up. Cole is on a killing spree. Dollheart here trying to poke out. A little bit cut off with the help from T. Not going to be getting any more there. Diluo going to be pushing this top lane in. Hasn't been contested in quite a bit. Huge CS advantage in the top lane, 124 to 87, almost 40 CS up. 20 CS lead in the mid lane as well. Paul, Sever on the hunt, Pop trying to get away. TabulaRasa has to flash. No, he does not get the kill on a Dollheart. The minions block the auto damage from the Graves, and the Sever gets out to safety.
I don't know if you saw that, but that was super well played by Tabula. Just unlucky that the minions came in. He used the Iron Spike Whip to pop the spell shield so the end of the line could damage actually went through. That is some big brain stuff, but just minions just being there, really messing up Gray's autos.
I don't think he had the collateral damage either. Teleport coming in for Cole. Hook shot coming in onto the Karthus there. Oh my goodness. Huge Rise ult gonna be teleporting in some 2 picks there. Nethergrass gonna kill the support for LeeJae. 2-for-1 deal here. Lone Ronin stuck in this pit. Has the flash available. Will he be able to do much here? Does Chi know that there's gonna be a flank here from Dollheart? Backs off momentarily. A lot of poke coming in. Oh no, gets hit by the Orin Q. No E knock up here. TabulaRasa. Oh, huge damage coming in, and it's just gonna be clean up here in the top lane. River double kill over to the Camille for Delua.
And Delua99 really just saying, hey, T, you can stay. I'm gonna back and TP back. And not respecting that Long Beach, not really keeping track of Camille's TP, and that was a beautiful play by SJSU.
Ambiguous Realm Warp from Cole there, right on top of 3. Amazing how that worked out. I don't think CSU Long Beach was ready for it.
I just think SJSU just had a vision gap there. They had a lot of vision on the top side, just recognizing where their strengths are, recognizing they got a goal lead and they got to push some really good fights. And right now, yes, Malzahar has 3 kills, but I think SJSU just has a lot of damage compared to Long Beach right now.
Gore Drinker finished on the side of TabulaRasa. A little bit of training here in the top lane. Delua not going to get knocked up there. Just going to back away.
And the Sunder really just proving its worth against this Orin and how insanely good it is, Camille, and her Q really getting those empowered autos, and Sunder just, that Sheen proc just helping out a whole lot.
Yeah, definitely. SJSU Blue currently sitting here at around
10k gold. I just want to let everyone know this.
10k gold
10k
deficit.
Gold lead. That is huge for SJSU, and I think they recognize that. I think look how they are playing in the.
Oh my goodness! LeeJae just pops one with the final spark. Delua tries to dive in on a lone Ronin, but the shutdown over to the Sivir there. Gonna claim that bounty.
Delua really testing his limits there, huh?
Definitely there. I think he quite overstepped in respect that the Ornn and the Yuumi were there to peel. Reptile gonna get popped here a bit late. Looks like they're gonna be playing for this inhibitor tower. Oh no, not gonna kill the tower in time. He's gonna lose a lot of HP to this charge. Not gonna be stopping this second charge though. Onto the inhibitor turret. Will they be able to claim it? Looks like they might be able to. No, they will not. Oh man, Call the Forge God coming in. Flash Nethergrass onto the Rise. Has to flash away. Knock up onto the Graves there. It's just going to be a slaughterfest there. Burn damage from Leandres from both teams there. 2-for-0 there. LeeJae has to flash away.
I was just going to mention, both Rift Trails went over to the SJSU, and both of them were used beautifully, but just a little bit of an overextension on that second Rift Trail there. Just needed to get the charge and get out, not respecting the Call of the Forge God range and how much it can just engage at a huge amount of range on the map.
You call that a little bit of an overextension. I call that a plain overextension. Oh, meanwhile here, Delua gonna be popping BlackVelvet Rose. This ain't your jungle anymore, kid. This is mine. And he's just gonna be disrespecting the cat there. Double kill for the Camille. Gonna be claiming this money.
And the Camille's really just, they're really letting this Camille just get all the picks. You got to be careful. That hookshot's got a lot of mobility, and the Hex Tech I forgot the name. It's Hex Tech something, but locking down anything.
Ultimatum.
Hex Tech Ultimatum. Really locking down anyone he really wants to, and then just getting those huge picks with that massive amount of damage. And you don't really need it. You don't really need a frontline, but you can just one-shot all of them.
And it looks like SJSU is going to be playing for this Cloud Drake here, but look at the items on the side of SJSU Blue. A lot of defensive items with magic resist. Hex Drinker for both the Camille and the Graves. Beads for for Cole there on the rise, as well as Crown of the Shadow Queen for LeeJae there, really respecting the damage coming in on the engage from CSU Long Beach.
Absolutely, that Verdant Berry is something I haven't seen in a while, but something that should be built here in this game. And it looks like SJSU just really trying to get that vision, really trying to play the map, trying to close this game out, and at least in the next 10 minutes.
Commanding gold here, lead here for SJSU Blue. Wouldn't be surprised if they played for this. Oh my god, double root from the Lux, and it's just an explosion onto the Karthus there. Not much they can do. They're going to get a root on the Lone Ronin, will they? Yes, they will. W timing is there. Still a pop there. Will they be able to kill the Yuumi there? No, they're just going to get out with a kill on the Lone Ronin. They're going to be moving towards this Baron here. Oh my, VirtualBlade with a sneaky back there as Delua split pushes here. Has the Tiamat for the wave clear. Malmord is finished. Not really common that you see that finish there. Dollheart trying to get a kill on a Cole here. But do they see Delua coming in? Flash there. Not going to get you out of the Hextech ultimatum there. Nethergrass going to come in. Requiem does claim a kill on a Cole. But Delua gets going to get Q there. Oh my goodness.
And this is just crazy. And all that, while all that's happening, we got Baron call from TabulaRasa. And Baron is going to be going over to the blue side.
TPing from behind on the river, gets a knock up on the TabulaRasa. Lone Ronin there, not gonna have the damage there. Gets a double knock up there. Passive auto, no.
What was
3
that?
versus 1 is just gonna be too much.
What was the thought behind that TP? Trying to get a Baron Steel with Call of the Forge God? That didn't make any sense at all. We need that to try and flip a fight here in our base.
Delua just gonna get free damage on this top lane inhibitor turret there. VirtualBlade gonna be able to cover the wave clear there. Dollheart up there as well. BlackVelvet Rose can't really do much with farm. He's just way too behind at this point. Graves already at 3.5 items there. Finishing up the Swifty boots for the extra added mobility so he can kite easier.
Yeah, and this is just such a huge lead for you. It doesn't mean that Long Beach is out. What I'd like to see them do is just go for that wave clear. They got Malzahar, they got Sivir. They can try to go for this wave clear, but they just have to respect just the pure burst and engage with the Camille and the Rise portal. It's just hard, and this vision is all here, and SJSU might be closing this game out soon with this Baron power play.
I'm going to say this right now. Any member of CSU Long Beach caught out in this very moment could just mean game over for them. Pick potential for SJSU Blue is humongous. Now, we get split pushes from all 3 lanes here. 2-2-1. We got the Camille in the bot lane, has the teleport and the ready. Inhibitor turret for the top lane is going to be going down. A little bit of poke damage coming through. A lot of poke damage, should I say. Roots coming in as well. A lot of CC coming in. Nethergrass coming in. Will it be enough? No. TabulaRasa just gonna pop VirtualBlade as he goes on a killing spree here. They're gonna be claiming here. Flash there. Collateral damage coming out. Dollheart gonna have the spell shield to save them. And their base is falling apart. Looks like it's gonna be desperation time for CSU Long Beach. Let's see what they'll be able to do. They have the ultimate ready. No, stun onto the Karthus. Just gonna pop one with T. Final chapter coming in. TabulaRasa as well. Hextrigger keeping people alive. Shut down over the Graves, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It's just Dollheart alive. 4 versus 1 here. Clean up here. It's going to be Baron Minions just shredding the Nexus, and it's going to be a GG over to SJSU Blue. Huge game win for them, playing for the win cons, playing for the picks, and they claim the victory on the Summoner's Rift.
That was some beautiful casting, and man, the game was just, that's everything we wanted to see out of their team comp. Really getting those early invades, getting those kills towards their win con, and just abusing their vision, abusing the fact that, hey, we got this lead, let's not let them get up, let's keep oppressing them, using that range from Caitlyn, using the engage from Rise portal. That is what we like to see from a team with a plan, trying to, a lot of people just worry about these scaling champs like Ornn, like Karthus, like they're going to run over the game sooner or later. You're on a ticking time bomb. But SJSU Blue just really showing doesn't matter if they're on a ticking time bomb, they will win the game before it even gets to that point. Really cool how they managed the map. Those invades were huge, big picks, and that's just how early to mid team comps really shine. Just really showing, hey, let's go ahead and invade here. We got the prio. let's abuse the fact that this is a Karthus. He can't do anything else as long as we keep him behind for the rest of the game.
Yep, that was definitely a very commanding end to this game. You know, playing that early game very well, really taking that dominance here, SJSU Blue, in this NACE Starlight tournament. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who turned into this broadcast. Any new followers, subscribers, and donors will be properly thanked at the start of the next stream. Catch us next time to have your name heard live from one of our casters. And of course, come by to support our players. And I wish you all have a great evening. We wish you all in the audience the very best. I'm Nash with my co-caster Aiden, and until next time, thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much, guys. Thank you for having me, and I have to thank the broadcasters and all the people behind the scenes to make this stream happen. And I really do hope you guys get the same support and the same joy with our upcoming casters. And thank you for having me tonight. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, Jace's permaban.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spartan Esports Streams. I'm your host, Forwarded, and I am joined here today with my co-host, Gomba.
Yeah, and as you can see, we're right here into draft of Game 2 against SJSU versus CSU Long Beach. And we're already seeing some adaptations. Before SJSU, we ended up getting Caitlin Lux on 1-2, and Long Beach has already taken a ban on that as the first one, and they draft Hecarim first, and SJSU is going to match with Graves.
I think taking away the Graves is a really good idea from SJSU, right? Because it's one of more of a comfort pick. So just getting that out of the way is a good idea. But let's see if Long Beach's jungler is able to pilot Graves just as well.
Yeah, and we get to see what SJSU's second pick here is going to be, and I'm pretty surprised that they chose not to ban Graves. I mean, sure, they're taking Hecarim, which is a very strong jungler still on this patch, but Graves has been shown to be a comfort pick for so many months of this season now, multiple seasons now, and definitely, every jungler is really used to playing Graves, so seeing that not being banned after such a dominating performance is a little surprising, as we see the Varus coming out.
Interesting. Varus can be flexed mid or ADC with that AP build, right? But I don't know. With the Hecarim jungle, I don't think picking Varus mid is the best idea, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're definitely going to see this Varus go bot, and we have been seeing it often.
Aphelios and Lulu, that's really strong.
Lulu.
Yeah, so
really
Lulu.
strong AD damage.
And Lulu's just going to be able to buff up Aphelios. Once you hit that 25-30 minute mark, it's just one what's it called? What's the blue gun called? Crescendum?
Yep, Crescendum.
Yeah, one Crescendum ulti into the team. Infernum, sorry, my bad. One Infernum ult into the enemy team, and it's just going to blow everyone up. So more of a scaling or hard scaling bot lane pick.
Yep, and then chances on both sides here, as Long Beach takes the Lulu and San Jose is going to match with the Soraka.
Soraka, yeah, I think she's still strong. She doesn't cleanse the grievous wounds anymore off of her ult, right? But I still think just having a global heal is just really strong to have. So it's going to allow for...
A lot of people are probably not even going to build grievous wounds that early into the game unless they really feel like it's going to be a problem, which I think is correct. Not building grievous wounds until you have to, because it's really not doing a whole lot in a lot of these Worlds games that we're seeing.
Absolutely. But I don't know, seeing the Lulu, Aphelios heals a lot because he may go Bloodthirster second, right? We have Hecarim here as well, so I don't know, maybe going Grievous early might be safe, but again, as we've seen in the Worlds games, they reduce no health at all, so let's see.
Yeah, and one thing that is interesting, I mean, Long Beach, they banned the Camille, which, as if you saw last game, it definitely means that the Ornn was going to come. So good on SJSU to ban that out. And they're also going to ban out Swain, which definitely makes it interesting to see what SJ might pick in this mid lane here.
I think Swain's a good ban because, you have relatively close ranged champions so far on SJSU side, like Graves, very up close. Varus isn't exactly the longest range. So getting rid of the drain tank is probably the best idea here. And seeing a Maokai ban, I think that's pretty fair. Maokai's just strong in general.
Yeah, I think they're not trying to risk playing against a top lane Maokai here. I think they might have banned Swain because I think they might be going maybe another immobile champ.
Oh, Yone.
This would be very interesting. But again, another character that's a lot of AD damage on, where there's both rosters that have a lot of AD damage. We got Aphelios Hecarim on left side, on right side we got Graves, Varus, and now Yone. And let's see what Long Beach wants to play into that. They're gonna be blinding top here,
which is scary.
Saved their counter pick for. And that is scary. they probably might have to commit to like a weak side top laner unless they really want to get super counterpicked. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
tough gamble to take. Yeah,
List?
Lysandra
Okay.
into Yone is a standard matchup.
It could be Yone top as well, so we'll see after this
Yeah,
next pick.
we'll see. I mean, now they have all the time in the world really to decide.
Oh, and it's a Mord
They're gonna
top.
blind the Mordekaiser. Will we see a Fiora? Probably not. I mean,
Fiora.
it's gonna have to be AP, I feel like. As we're stuck in suspense.
Sylas.
Yeah, and there's
Okay.
Silas.
Yone top into, or yeah, I think it's
I
Yone
mean,
top
look
into
at
Mord.
these ultimates.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have Hecarim. Hecarim is a ridiculous so much AP scaling for Silas. Mordekaiser is pretty incredible for
Oh,
Silas.
yeah. I think it's a good Sylas game. Like,
I think it's a fantastic Silas game.
Mhm.
Yone going top, that's
yeah.
fine.
All right. Both teams have really strong drafts right now. Like, Long Beach going for more of like a traditional draft, while SJSU has hyper carries everywhere, right? So
Yeah,
any
I
one
mean,
of them get ahead, it's pretty much GG's.
for sure. It's going to be really interesting to see. Like, most certainly, again, SJSU is now rocking with a no tank comp once again. And
Mhm.
Long Beach has got a couple tanks here. They got an enchanter to keep those tanks alive. And we'll see. They're playing a really standard comp that we've
Mhm.
seen, where SJ is going really volatile. It could be super, super rewarding for them if they make it out of this laning phase. At least not behind. Looking into Silas into Lysandra, it's not really the greatest matchup.
Mhm.
It's pretty tough. So let's see. I'm really excited to see, like, will Silas be able to carry this game, or are we looking to play towards bot side? I don't think that Yone will be getting most of the jungle attention this game,
Yeah.
because reliably he's not going to be able to just push the lane over and over again into Mordekaiser, but he'll be scaling. I mean, Mordekaiser might be scaling, but he's going to be building tank, not going to be a lot of damage.
Mhm.
So I think Yone will be able to match and push later into the game when the Herald gets introduced and we're looking into Barons.
Yeah, and for itemization, I think SJSU is a bit lacking in engage, so I do want to see something like, I don't know, a shattered. I think this might be a fine shattered crown game for Silas, to be honest. Like, that item is pretty like niche, right? You don't really go that item every game, but I think this is a fine comp to go
Yeah,
shattered
I think
crown into.
If you asked a Silas player what items do you think are really good on them, they would not really say Crown. But in a game like this, where they've got the enemy team has so much engage, they have the Hecarim, they have
Yeah.
Mordekaiser. Maybe he might be taking Ghost or something and just running at you. We got Lysandra. Having Crown or having, I mean, he also has Lysandra roll. He could very well just get a stopwatch.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna have so many tools, which again, compounds on the fact that now it's a really, really important pick.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry to cut you off, but for Silas, I think because he's like the main 8p damage on the team. I mean, Yone's second autos do magic damage, but it's not really like too much, right? But I think Silas should opt for like a Shadow Flame this game because you're gonna have the Aphelios. He's eventually gonna go Bloodthirster, Lulu Shields, Mordekaiser W, right? So I do think something like Shattered Crown, Shadow Flame sounds like a pretty good itemization path for Silas this game, and maybe for Yone. He might get popped, so maybe we might see something like a Bork Frostfire build. I don't know.
I mean, actually, that does sound very interesting to see, like a tank, but it would make him really useful. I mean, a lot of the utility that comes from Yone is that he has, long range playmaking with his E. He's got the R dash, he's got Q3 dash. So just like Silas, I mean, they're both playmakers, and I think that if they both spec defensively, it could be a really interesting game to see them kind of played less as damage, where we have Varus and Graves, and more like just engage supports or engage tanks. But they're still
Mhm.
going to be able to do a lot of damage depending on like how these matchups are going to go. I mean, Silas in lane is going to be really searching to just kind of stay afloat into Lissandra. He's not going to be able to make any solo kills or crazy things like that, but he wants to be able to hit level 4, hit level 6, level 11 on kind of normal times, looking into the split, looking to move around, and I think he's going to be able to do that this game. It's going to be tough to see if Lissandra will really nag at him, but for now, on paper, it's hard to say what's going to happen.
And the good thing about having Yone in the top side, like he has so much time to just scale, and top side minions do have that little XP buff. That top laners get a little bit more XP than the rest of the lanes. So having Yone just having that little bit of an experience lead is very helpful, and because he's into a pretty stable matchup into like Mordekaiser, right? So he should be able to just play back, scale into the mid late game, start doing immense amount of damage out of nowhere, right? So yeah, should be okay for Yon, but I am a little bit more concerned about bot side because Varus is not exactly like the most popular ADC nowadays, right? You mostly see the Misfortunes, right? Who else do you see? Aphelios, right? So I don't know. Early game for SJSU is gonna be a little bit rough.
Well, I think one thing about this matchup, it is a little bit of a flip. I mean, Aphelios has the ability to do so much damage so quickly, but it might be hard when it gets into trading. I mean, Varus is able to do a lot of damage from a long distance.
Yeah.
And, Aphelios is definitely not going to like the fact that he can't just walk up and auto you when he doesn't have his green gun. So
Mhm.
Varus is going to have the ability to poke him out over the lane. And when they really get to it, I mean, Varus is probably going to definitely carry lethal tempo, get those autos off, and he's going to be ahead a lot of the time in terms of damage if this lane goes as they plan. He's
Mhm.
also got a Soraka healing him, so it really could look very difficult for Aphelios as spectator delay is almost over. We're ready to get into the game here and watch how both of these drafts are going to transpire. So welcome to game 2.
Game 2 against Long Beach, best set of 3. If San Jose State wins this one, we're gonna be taking it all home. So hopefully they can win, or else we're gonna have to have another game to cast. So
Hey, I'm excited. Finally back to casting League. Finally getting back to watching Worlds, watching esports. It's a good time to be a fan of League of Legends, I think.
we are gonna see a spellbook Lissandra.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I have not seen that, or you don't see that too often, but who knows? Because Lissandra typically has the upper hand against Silas, right? Because early game, Silas mana cost super high, right? Cooldowns super high as well. So he's kind of a sitting duck in lane. So I thought I might have expected to see something like Electrocute, right? More lane bully runes, but I guess they're going to opt for more utility as they do have the minion dematerializer and the commencing stopwatch.
I mean, they may be thinking that Silas is maybe they're overrating how good Silas is in lane, or maybe Lissandra thinks that she doesn't really need all of that to bully him out. She might be looking into going a fast level 3 and then basing or
Mhm.
cheater recalling, and then she'll get maybe she might get an ignite or a ghost or something like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see as no big moves being made here level 1. Gray's gonna be starting maybe topside, probably on his red here. As Yone is gonna go check into the enemy blue side.
Yeah, there's the Mord. Pop the bone plating. The thing about this jungle matchup, actually, the Hecarim versus Graves, Hecarim has the option to go for either 3 camp into gank or 2 camp into gank, full clear, right? He has all these options, but with Graves kind of has to go for that full clear, right?
I think,
Because
yeah, definitely, especially in a meta like this where a lot of junglers are clearing really fastly or really quickly. Hecarim is one of those champions. Can, you know, just auto Q, W, Q, 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 clear the jungle really quickly. And it might really cause a lot of problems for Graves if he isn't pathing correctly. As we see a little bit of trading,
Ooh.
Silas is going to start E as per usual, get a lot of those passive stacks off, most damage he can do.
Mord's a bit late to lane. Did he really back to? Did he get sweeper? I don't think he did.
He leashed.
Oh, looked a
And
lot
then
later.
Hecarim cleared a ward that, or Mordekaiser cleared the Hecarim's ward.
Gotcha. Looks like Silas was able to get that river ward, so he was able to hit level 2 before Lysandra here.
Yeah,
Again, what
Silas is pushing the lane a little bit here, as we can see. The minions are starting to stack up.
doesn't quite
And
land there.
I think Lysandra is a little worried after that level 1 little trade there. She might not feel like it's really valuable to try and bully the Silas and test the waters. So Silas is going to get a nice and easy level 3. And this Yone is going to be pushing his lane against Mordekaiser here.
Got the wave crashing into tower. You know, I was really surprised to see Lysandra like kind of just letting Silas do what he wants in lane. Because again, Lysandra's typically just that lane bully that also transitions into a playmaking mid laner mid late game, right? But
Yeah.
Silas, you know, if he does get those items, if he gets a single kill, right, he has the ability to snowball out of control. So I think it's in Long Beach's best interest to kind of shut that down early. But we do see the Hecarim in the bot side tri-bush clearing that ward. Maybe they're going to go for a play. What is...
And he's blinded. As bot lane plus Graves is on the chase for Hecarim. He's low, falling low as enemy
flash.
He's gonna flash Q auto and get the kill on Hecarim.
What was Hecarim doing?
He has no idea where he is.
Yeah.
As Soraka and Varus are gonna work on pushing this lane because they are looking for a dive here.
Oh yeah, waves crashing in.
Aphelios. Lulu's gonna have E, but is it enough?
Oh, there's the
Soraka Q
TP.
lands. Varus is rooted on the tower, and now it's looking a little dangerous.
Wow, SJSU came out on top of that trade, wasting the Lysandra flash, right? Wasting the summoner spells. So, ooh, Long Beach is going to have to somehow recover from this, as Silas is just chilling mid lane, right? Just getting all that solo XP to himself, you know, setting up those minions.
Little bit of miscalculation from SJSU's bot lane. I mean, they didn't really think that they didn't really think about the route that might have been coming from Aphelios in order to protect himself from the dive and go 1-for-1. But they are lucky that they didn't lose anyone and give a first blood over to Aphelios.
But the thing is, Graves did get first blood, and historically, yep. If TabulaRasaJG gets one kill, he's
already here in the top lane.
Oh no!
Mordekaiser does have flash.
It's gonna be a flash for sure.
He might not even use it. Nice little backward D.
Is he dead?
One auto.
Oh no!
That's a kill. Another kill for Graves, and he lives.
If Mordekaiser didn't greed that flash, he would have been able to get out, right? Because he would have had his pull as well.
He thought he had a nice little pull there. Didn't even think about flashing after that.
Now Graves has 2 kills already.
In no man's land. I mean, if Hecarim's right behind him, he's gonna get rooted up here. Hecarim's gonna push him backwards into the wall, and it's gonna be looking tough as he trades with Lysandra getting his W here. He does have Conqueror stacks up. And he's just gonna walk it back to the turret. Hecarim looking a little dejected going back into this jungle. They're gonna look into the dragon here as Graves is topside, and SJ bot lane does not have any priority at all. Oh, never mind. Hecarim's just gonna go back to his jungle, and both sides are back to the farm. Let's see if Hecarim will make any plays bot side here, as Varus has dominating control here. He's up to almost double CS.
Oh
as
no.
Aphelios.
It's like the one thing you just do not want to see. A CS gap that big? Oh no.
He is truly, truly in the trenches right now. I mean, like I said, Aphelios, I don't think he really likes playing into things that are going to hit him where he can't hit them from. And it's looking like just like that is the problem. They drafted Lulu, but Lulu's not going to be really doing anything until she hits 6 and they're able to get into team fights. So we'll have to see. I mean, SJ's got a lead right now, and let's see where they take it. Yeah, they're gonna start up the drag here. I mean, most of the lanes are pushing.
No way, Long Beach.
From Long Beach, and it looks like it's just gonna be a free dragon.
And here's the thing: if you take a look at the items right now, Mordekaiser first item Bramble Vest, Lissandra went Oblivion Orb. Just going those Grievous Wounds items that early, it just delays your spike by so much, right? Lissandra does want that Lost Chapter pretty early on, and just going that Oblivion Orb early is not gonna be that useful, right? So,
yeah, I mean, we've seen it from a lot of mid laners, but when Fnatic was playing Sylas, they were playing against a lot of Grievous Orbs, but Sylas, Niski on Sylas just chose not to auto them, and he never got it procced, really. He was never worried about healing. He never had to use W. He would just trade much more safely. And sure, Lissandra might be looking for a way for that to happen, but I think the point is she doesn't need to. She never needed to have to force Sylas to play safe, as he is now, letting waves crash into him. And she is getting roam timers. But I think it is a little bit of a wasted gold for me.
Yeah, it's a pretty big gold sink, and we do
as
see...
all of SK is going to be roaming. They might be in a little bit of trouble here, Long Beach.
Oh no.
The Herald's a flip. I don't know who got it. Huge
SJSU got it.
Mordekaiser is stuck in the Death Realm as Sylas sends him to the Death Realm and is going to walk back. I mean, Graves has got 3 kills here. Sylas picked up a kill for himself, and he's going back into a lane that looks perfectly fine for him, Grievous Wounds or not.
We already have a 4K gold deficit in, like, what, 9 minutes into the game, right? Like, going Bramble Vest that early, and, like, when Sylas just roams up, it's completely useless, right? So...
No damage.
Yeah, no damage at all.
I mean, the Hecarim was pretty low already. I mean, it was definitely a little ballsy to start the Herald just like that, even though it's not like she shoved a huge lane into Sylas. Lissandra thought she was safe, but here they came. And SJ's up incredible amounts of gold, 3.9k. Oh, just about gold lead here as every lane is ahead. Top lane, 37 CS lead. Jungle, 16 CS lead. Mid lane's a little matched, but it took a lot of wasted gold to get there, truly. And bot lane, it's been really, really difficult for Aphelios to walk up in this lane and really get some stuff done.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if we take a look at the items again, Graves already has Umbral Glaive, Merc Treads, and 2 longswords this early into the game.
Top laner is gonna roam mid here, blowing the Sylas's flash. He was worried about getting Death Realmed or Lissandra ulted here, and he's gonna have Lissandra ult for himself, which might come in handy if they choose to contest an objective soon.
Ooh.
Yone is gonna be walking up in here. He's gonna auto. He's gonna throw some Qs. And nothing much is going to come out of that. He sees the Hecarim coming, or not.
Oh, no.
Gets knocked into a wall, and now Hecarim is stuck between a Yone and a Graves with a Mordekaiser with him. And he's going to get whittled down as Hecarim goes down. Graves gets knocked away with a nice little E from Mordekaiser, but he's going to flash Q autoed under the turret. An absolutely beautiful play from San Jose's jungler, putting them ahead. 5.2k gold here in just 11 minutes. Var's gonna get rooted up. Lissandra's here. She's ready to get some revenge on SJSU. As Aphelia's gonna throw those chakrams out. And Soraka is the only one left here in the bot lane. He's gonna get flash rooted. And she's still gonna make it out. All that healing from her landing Qs over and over again. But she's gonna have to get out if she wants to stay here alive, as Long Beach is going to be looking over to taking a lot of the boss turret's health down. And Dragon's going to be up soon in about a minute here. So let's see how these teams are going to play around it. I think SJ still has, as you can see, a huge gold lead. They should definitely still contest this.
Oh yeah, and all the gold is poured onto Graves, so
As he just walks right into the hacker.
Oh my god.
He's getting
Is he
chunked.
dead?
And he is solo killed. It is literally free eats for Graves as he just walks up, dashes, and autos him to death. And it's looking really tough. I mean, Hecarim, he wants to be able to farm. He's not getting much done on any of these ganks and any of these team fights. He needs to farm. He needs gold because he's not going tank. I mean, I do agree that tank Hecarim is not the optimal build in a lot of the scenarios. But he's going to have a tough time getting any of these damage items.
Yeah, I mean, like Yone is up 40 gold or 40 CS, Silas up 10, bot lane up almost 40 as well. Like, on top of that, optimizing for grievous wounds this early on, like,
He's going to go right onto Hecarim in his own jungle, and he can't even play the game. I mean, it must be frustrating. Mordekaiser's going to walk down, check on this Yone, but Yone's going to start his E. He's going to knock up the Mordekaiser. He's going to keep autoing.
He has Borg. He
Instead
can't
of
do
the solo
anything.
kill, Mordekaiser lives with just a little bit of HP, and he gets out of there. Oh, flash Q dash from Yone, and that's going to seal the deal.
Is there a
for
way to
Mordekaiser.
check how much grievous wounds that Bramble and Oblivion Orb provided? Or
Yeah, let's see. These are some really good 800 gold investments that a lot of teams make, and it doesn't do anything.
158.
It is not useful. Mordekaiser
Yeah.
especially should not have been buying this item. Especially
Absolutely.
because Yone shows he's not building Immortal Shield Bow. Top laner, starting Bork, and he's just going to get dove immediately? And yeah, I mean, Tom Goku is just playing with his food at this point.
Yeah. Can
He's
we
ready
take
to
a
eat.
look at
Silas
Oblivion
doing a
Orb
little
as well?
trading. He picks up the Hecarim. Well, who knows? He might be able to just one-shot him.
Okay, 341. That's, I mean,
That's
still kind of
I mean,
useless.
It's a little better. It's a little better.
Better than 158, right?
Yeah, and it's always tough commentating games like this. I mean, like, you
Oh,
can
no.
see it's looking real bad.
Oh no!
Q ends up finishing.
Ooh.
Oh, and SJ
Wait.
Jungler's gonna miss his ultimate, but oh, look at the healing. Grievous wounds or not, Cole's gonna dash over the wall. He's gonna get hit with the
Wow.
Q. But it doesn't really matter. He's got Conquer, he's got W, he's got damage. But it looks like Graves is gonna be the one who has to finish off this Mordekaiser here. As they maintain dominance. Aphelios is in a constant state of pushing the lane out of his tower and then getting pushed in back into his tower. It's a tough one.
Absolutely.
And he's not able to get any of the help that he wants. I mean, Mordekaiser is fighting a war up there, and Hecarim is in the war.
I mean,
As is just gonna start up this Herald topside
Yeah.
and probably just shove it down. As Yone is again under the turret. I mean, who can stop him? He's
Who can
just
stop
gonna be diving
anyone?
into the tower,
Yeah.
building tank now. Who even needs damage? We've got so much of it at this point. Nice call out there on the Blade of the Ruin King Crossfire Gauntlet build, it looks like.
and like, Graves is just so ahead. He's like, yeah, let's just go collect our second item. I mean, why not, right?
And-
Oh no!
And you get, like, nice little flank Q3 into the ults from Yone, and that's gonna clean up the Sandra in mid lane. Silas is gonna
Oh.
flash out,
Yeah.
avoiding the stacked up turret damage. And we're gonna get an Infernal Soul. I mean, who knows if we're gonna see it, but that can't be good news for Long Beach.
Absolutely. I think Long Beach's main mistake was playing towards mid topside, right? When you
Yeah.
have an Aphelios, you want to funnel everything you have onto him. It was a good play by Long Beach to Rift Herald bot side tower, get those 3 platings, right? Like Aphelios is 1-0. He's the best off out of everyone in Long Beach. But then what happened was they just kind of forgot about the Aphelios, right? And just kind of left him alone to do their own thing while Yone and Graves are just running rampant around the entire map right now. Like Hecarim can't get any of his own farm.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
towers are
of
pushed
all of
in.
these matchups that we saw, I mean, I think it's not really that much of a debate that it's going to be the hardest for bot lane, as Hecarim's going to try to engage here. And he's going to get literally blown up in the face by Graves. I mean, he's just walking up. Mordekaiser is taking him into his death realm. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, he's going to kill him
Yeah.
through the death realm. Lissandra's on top of him. He's polymorphed. And look at just the amounts of damage he's putting down. He's getting
It's
knocked
in a
up.
penta!
Maybe look for the penta. Are they going to give it?
It's
Yone
gonna be
wants it, and he's going to get it.
Oh my god, what a dominant performance from SJSU. 2-18. They're gonna end the game pre-20 minutes right now.
Two
It's
games in a
just-
row feeling just
oh.
like absolute stomps. I think teams are definitely gonna figure it out. Ban Graves against
Yeah.
San Jose. Every
like-
game San Jose plays with the Graves,
It's
it
over.
is just too
Yeah.
easy.
It's like leaving a 0 open for any like LCL or LPL team or LCK and LPL team, right? It's just so strong, right?
I mean, they're spending so much resources on Varus. They just want another kill. And
He's still
not
alive.
even trying. Look at him. He's healing.
It doesn't matter
Varus is
though.
finally gonna die, but so is Long Beach's Nexus, as
Oh no. It's a
Jungler's gonna
pre-20
finish
minute win.
16-0. Cole is just throwing out spells at this point. Mordekaiser's gonna farm another death. As Yone goes all the way back. Autos the Nexus a few times.
Oh my god.
And that is going to be a good game coming from San Jose. Really, really clean play. They knew which objectives that they were going to contest. They did it together.
Yeah.
And
1843. Game end.
Rumble diff.
Yeah, a bit. Having a 18-0 Graves.
You know.
Can't do much.
Let's just get a nice little 7-minute Roglaive.
Yeah, kind of looked like one of my solo queue games in gold right there. Just having one player just fed out of their minds. But as you know, this was a best of 3 game 2 going to SJSU. That was a absolute
obliterating.
stomp. Yeah, an obliteration. But
a tough end to the series for Long Beach, a fantastic showcase for San Jose State. Thank you to everyone who tuned into this broadcast. And any followers, any Prime subs, can I get those Prime subs, will be thanked at the start of next stream. Catch us next time to have your name heard live from me, Forwarded, or any of our other casters next. And of course, come by to support our players in our next games. Have a great night, and until next time.
thank you.